Hey everyone, it's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I'm going to jump right into it. Today is Tuesday, June 22nd, and we have a city council meeting. Unlike most of the communities in the state, this will not be an in-person council meeting. I guess they have to get the elevator repaired. I thought we were talking about the elevator well over a year ago. I could be wrong on that, but I thought that was an issue before. But anyway, so right now, until they get the elevator at City Hall repaired, they're going to continue doing the Zoom meetings. But this should be a very busy city council meeting. There's going to be a lot of things discussed. There's going to be an update on where we are with COVID. There's a few appointments from the mayor. Something she's also doing, which stood out to me, is Mayor Tyre is submitting a mock petition and presentation from a student at Taconic High School about the legislative process. That ought to be interesting. I'm curious what that's about. Also, another big one that this was spearheaded really by Courtney Gilardi, who is running for Ward 4 City Council this year, is there's a petition from the Community Development Board to amend the city code for notifying abutters to a project from 300 feet to 500 feet. And again, that was really Courtney Gilardi who spearheaded that, and that was basically surrounding the situation that happened in her ward with the cell tower that went up near their property. And so that's on the agenda. Councilor Connell submitted a petition for an update from the mayor on the situation with gun violence in the city, and thank God one of the councilors are really speaking up on this one. I'm sure that the mayor's response is going to be your typical boilerplate response. She'll say they've recently increased patrols, there's investigations, things she can't talk about, that kind of thing, but I'm sure it'll be your boilerplate response without the same kind of passion and emotion she had about public safety during her campaigns. So, but we'll hear that. Councilor Mafuccio, as always, has quite a few petitions he's submitted, going over quite a few topics for his ward, but Councilor Mafuccio is always one of the most active city councilors, by far. So there's quite a few things going on, really important things that are being discussed, and it ought to be a good meeting, I hope. I can't believe we're not meeting in person, though, because of an elevator. Even though if you look at the city's website, it says other reason. It says because of gathering in numbers per the governor's order. I don't know. So hopefully the mayor has a decent response on that. There's a lot of things going on in the city, and there's a lot of good things happening. And that's why, this year, being a council election year, is so important. I'm a little frustrated that trying to get people engaged in to run for city council or participate, not so easy. Most of the wards, I think, are probably going to go uncontested. Most of the city councilors that we have now will be reelected, and most likely the voter turnout, probably, I'm going to guess, about 75 to 85% of our registered voters will not vote. It's just how it is, unfortunately. I'm kind of accepting that side of it. It is what it is. So, the idea really, we've got to see some positive things in the community. And like I said, right now, coming out of this pandemic, there's a ton of opportunity, a ton of money flooding in. You're going to see projects being done. But what concerns me is what most of the residents know. If you are a renter or if you're looking to purchase, it's a scary time in Pittsfield right now. I know people that are on the hunt for apartments. They can't find them. They're not accessible. What few are out there are unbelievably expensive. We're watching gas go up, groceries go up, which in turn utilities will go up. There's a lot of things like that that we really need to pay attention to, because we're seeing a form of gentrification in Pittsfield. And when something like that happens, that can have a good positive side to it, but you have to make sure that the working class people here are not pushed out of the area. And after this pandemic, we saw an unbelievable amount of people coming into our community from New York, especially from the city, and buying up houses. And if you're selling a house, you'll get what you're asking, but if you're looking to buy, it's tough, and people are paying above asking price to close deals, and they're closing quickly. So there's a lot of things we really need to pay attention to, and to make sure, I want to hear more about public transportation. I've mentioned this in the last video. Our public transportation is awful, horrible. I want to hear more about that. I want to hear more about this bicycle master plan, because it does seem like we're literally going to redo our entire downtown district, and we're going to base that off of bicycles. That's what it sounds like with what information we've gotten so far. And we know that with our weather and geography here, that we have bicycle weather maybe on a good year half the year is bicycle weather. But for the average person, about 3 to 4 months out of the year that it's comfortable to ride a bike. And so it's odd to a lot of people that we're going to redevelop and redesign and all these things to North Street, and the issue that we seem to have at the forefront of all that it's surrounding, is bicycles. I'm confused as much as everybody else is with that. I really don't understand. So all of a sudden, the future is for Pittsfield is bicycles. It's weird. That's a great cycling is a great recreation and great exercise and hobby and all those things, but I'd like to see a little more attention going into public transportation, affordable housing, because those are the key issues that are also the backbone of why many of our restaurants and businesses cannot hire right now. It is so expensive to live here, and at the same time, the jobs don't pay enough to where the cost of living is going, and they can't pay more than they are. I don't blame the business owners for that. We do not have affordable housing here. We just don't have it. We don't have affordable and accessible rentals. There's that side of it that is increasingly becoming a serious problem and a serious issue. I hope that gets brought up. So anyway, tonight's city council meeting should be interesting. For those that don't watch it, I'll update everyone tomorrow. But, again, get involved if you can. Consider voting. If you're a registered voter in Pittsfield, I know it's not as trendy and as cool as the national elections, but your local elections are far more important. So, I know that most likely 80% of you will not vote in these municipal elections, 80% of the registered voters. And I know that. But consider it. It does matter. Consider running. It does matter. There's only a few weeks left to pull nomination papers. So, all right, so that's it for now. I've got some cool stuff I'm trying to plan with a lot of the candidates and the incumbents for city council, and I'll update everyone on that soon. So that's it for now. Check out tonight's city council meeting, and it's on Spectrum, channel 1303, or I'll update you tomorrow. All right, everyone, it's going to be a little bit cooler and a little bit wet, so have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow.